Hello. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to me, by the way. I'm glad y'all have attended my birthday celebrations. Thank you very much. And there's Shawnee. Hello, Shawnee. Hello. She's the first one. She gets the prize for wishing me happy birthday. Same old with me. It doesn't really matter there, Shawnee, really. Well, if I had to make a guess, my favorite, my birthday dessert of choice would probably be ice cream, maybe a little cake mixed in with it. No birthday party, no birthday party. Yes, it is my birthday, Shawnee. Yes, it is my birthday. I had a little ice cream, yes. No, I haven't spoke to them yet, but they probably call me. They haven't called yet. They're probably busy. They usually call if they ain't got a bunch of other stuff going on. They probably forgot. That's what I'm wanting to know, Shawnee. Where is all my presents at? You know, maybe I'm thinking that UPS might be delayed, maybe because there's so many presents that's coming by UPS that they're having to make 3 trips, and just for me, they could have been lost. They could have been lost. Uh, but I got a piece for my lawnmower today. I wasn't expecting it this soon. Minor piece, uh, built guards for my lawnmower. I guess so. I guess you can look at it that way. Yeah, belt guards. New belt guards keep the belts on. Yeah, I've had pretty much I replaced about all the parts on are new, most of them. It's all ready to go. New blades and everything. So yeah, I wasn't expecting that part to come in today. I think I ordered it like the day before yesterday, and it come in this afternoon. UPS. But that was the only thing I got. I didn't get it wasn't no big stack of presents in my yard or anything like that. Very disappointing, by the way. Well, that would have been a good idea, but I don't want to brag. Well, that's sweet of you, Shawnee. I'm glad you don't have to do that. That's the thought that counts. Yeah, I'm 62. Thought I was older than that, but that's good. I found out I was 62. So yeah, I ain't as old as I thought it was, which is good. Sometimes I feel it, but I'm still spring chicken, I guess. Yeah, I wasn't aimed to do one tonight. I just said, hey, what the heck? My birthday comes on a Friday. How many times does that happen? your birthday comes on a Friday. And why not? I ain't gonna have it on her very long because I'll probably do my usual one tomorrow night. So I don't want to keep it too long tonight. Uh, Everything like that, I don't want to overextend myself. Friday night birthday party. I'm sorry I don't have no birthday decorations behind me or anything, but I guess I could have went out today and got something, but that'd be bragging too much. Well, thank you. Thank you. You eat all of it for me. Wow. You got buy one get one free, so you decided you're just gonna get 6 pizzas. Oh. Hmm. Yeah, my little baby kitty. Speaking of babies, I got my little baby kitties, 5 of them. They're just running all over the place in here. They're back there. I got some soda pop boxes in the kitchen, and they've been going inside them and sleeping, and their mommy's right next to them, of course. She goes in and out outside, and then she'll come back in. But yeah, all 5 of them running around. Yeah, they eating out of the food bowl and everything. Yeah, they're eating and everything. Of course, their mama's really protective of them, so somewhat. She's staying back in there with them in the kitchen. It's where they're at now. They progressed from where they were at all the way into the kitchen, and that's where they've been camping out at. And sometimes they'll come in the living room. Sometimes they'll come in here, and just exploring around and everything, and everything, and yeah, they live in the kitchen. They know where the food's at and stuff. Yeah, they ain't stupid. Got one of them. One of them looks exactly like a Siamese cat. Siamese, exactly. When they get a little bit bigger, well, whenever I can catch one, and bring it and show it, I'll show everybody the one that looks like a Siamese. He's the biggest one of the whole bunch. There's only one small runt, as I call it, but he ain't too bad off himself. But the rest, he's the one we call that Siamese one. We call him. He just I can't think of his name. What we called him. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. He got some Siamese in him. Where it come from, I have no idea. But that's cats for you. I'll show him off whenever I can. Show them all off, actually. 5 of them little turds running around. You got to watch when you're walking. And, they're climbing up on the couch, and just everywhere. Just everywhere. Yeah, when that first one come over with a little box that we had blocking the doorway to the bedroom, because that's where they were at. And when that one climbed over that box and found out he could climb over it, that was it. All the rest of them followed suit right behind him. Here they come. I told the wife, I said, just take it down and let them go. Yeah, freedom. Yeah, they done got it. Yeah, I told her last week I said when the first one ever escapes, you might well just forget it. Just turn them loose. Yeah, they've been exploring the house and everything, and checking things out and all that stuff, like cats do. They got attached to me and the wife. They get up there on her and everything and stuff. Yeah, they're just little turds. But I ain't dropped the link yet. I'll probably will here in a second. I ain't got much to talk about uh, other than my birthday. I might talk about that a little bit if I don't want to bore myself. But I tilled my garden today, tilled it all the weeds, chopped them out and tilled it today, and I won't be back in it for a while. That'll be it for a little while until I need to get back in it again with a hoe and hoe it out. But yeah, I waited there, Shawnee, and tilled it in. I wouldn't call. Oh yeah, I got all kinds of stuff planted. I got everything planted. I think I got one row I'm gonna leave empty, and I'm gonna dedicate that to my plants that's coming up in my tree. I got about 20 of them that's sprouting up through my tree. So if they make it big enough, I'll put them in the ground. But I got tomatoes, potatoes, uh, cucumbers, squash, melons, and sugar baby watermelons planted, and cabbage. Yeah, it's been cold here too overnight. It went to it's about in the 60 today. 60 today with the wind blowing just a little bit. I had some business down at church I had to take care of. We had contractors down there working on the church, and I had to go down there and check them out there for a little bit, and then come back. And that's when I tilled my garden and all that stuff. And it wasn't very weedy, but I wanted to get a head start on them weeds because them morning glories, once they start, if you let them go too long, they'll just take over your garden. Yeah, mine. I've already got fertilizer. I had put fertilizer on the ground before I planted anything. Uh, I just how I do it. There's a different way you can do it afterwards or whatever. It's all the same thing. I think the only thing I was doing, I was just trying to get as much fertilizer in the ground as I could, build it up a little bit. Yeah, I got one row, like I said, that I'm going to leave dedicated to those cherry tomato plants that are coming up in that tree. I got about 20 of them. Looks like if they come up, I'll put them in that row, to finish it out. But I got everything spaced out to where it accommodates each other. I got everything, all my squash, cucumbers, and the watermelon on one side of the garden, and I got my melons about between them and my empty row that I'm saving. I wanted all that so they could vine out, have room to vine out and stuff. And everything else is full. Of course, well, not full. I got a couple pieces of rows here and there at the end of the rows where I run out of stuff, but I ain't worried about that. Rhubarb, yeah, I seen your video there, or part of it. You're alive. Yeah, it's been a long time since I ate any rhubarb, but it's been a long time. I can't really remember how it tastes. Really, Grandma used to fix it when I was a kid, make rhubarb pie and all that. If you ever ate any rhubarb pie, that was pretty good. Pretty good. She made it the old-fashioned way, how it was made back in the day, and that's how she knowed how to make it. Of course, we had rhubarb run out the butthole back then too. Nah, it ain't gonna be. Well, I don't know about your area, but my area, it's the lows are in the 40s here. It's not gonna hurt anything here, but I don't know how cold it's supposed to get up your way, but yeah, it might hold them back a little bit. Well, that's pretty close to freezing, but as long as it don't stay at where you very long, I think you'll be all right. You'd be surprised on trees and stuff like that. They're regardless of what the book says. Usually trees, it depends on how big they are usually resilient to that. But if they're beginning to bloom, depends on what stage they are in the blooming process. Whether it would hurt them or not, I don't know. I can't answer that, Johnny. Yeah, finally got my mower fixed and got it up to shape and everything. Got everything on there. We're mowed decently now, and hopefully, and that's all done. And we'll just have to see how she try. I ain't mowed with it yet since I put new blades on it or anything like that. But I got, like I said, I just put them new guards on there tonight. Then wait till tomorrow, and I said, nah, I'll go ahead and put them on. Well, it's running right now. Now everything else was just breaking down on it. Of course, if you've been used as much as it has, you'd be breaking down too, I put that hillbilly ingenuity, as I like to call it, to it and fixed it where it needs to be fixed, everything. I probably got my scanner up too loud. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I'm listening to them airplane and planes going over and stuff. Yep. I shot a link there. I put a link in the chat there. You welcome to come up if you want to for a little bit, Shawnee, if you want to. Let me turn it down just a little bit because I probably got too loud. It's overriding me. There we go. I'll turn it down a little bit where I can still hear it. Oh, but yeah. That's the story of my life. You know, everything's good, one day at a time. No, seriously, birthdays it's just another day. You know, I don't go all out. Coffee, coffee, Johnny. You all know better than that. It ain't tea. I don't have no tea. Excuse me. Mm. Birthday belch. Oh, is it one of your kids' birthdays or something? Yeah, my daughter's birthday is this month also. Uh, oh, okay. Is it your oldest one or youngest one or middle one? I forgot how many you got. Three. Oh, okay. They're getting old. They're getting older, Shawnee. Yeah, before you turn around, they'll be in high school age, teenager. I mean, it won't. Oh, that's cool. New bike. Yeah, every kid needs a bike. Yeah, yeah, that's great. Something they can use and play with out in the yard and stuff. You know, ride in the yard and everything. Yeah, it used to be pretty fun to ride one on the road here, but it's just got too dangerous here for anybody to ride a bicycle on this road anymore. Well, it's not gonna take him long to outgrow most everything now. He's gonna start shooting up like a weed, and yeah, you turn around, you know, my lord, where did the time go? I ain't heard anything from Barry the last couple of days. I don't know what deal is going on with him. He might be sick or something. Uh, huh? Probably is. I haven't called him or anything to find out what he's doing. I guess if he wants me to know, he'll tell me. I ain't bothered him. I've been to actually been too busy myself anyway to take care of my own things. But yeah, it's just the way things are. Okay, go right ahead. Yeah, It'll be fine. Yeah, I can't think. Well, everything looks good in the garden. After that one rain that I managed to get everything out before that first rain we had last a few days ago, and I could tell the difference the next day. And boy, this last big rain we've got has brightened everything up in the garden. It everything looks more refreshed. Yeah, we've had rain for around the middle of the week, and we got some rain before that too. And we got some more rain coming in Monday and Tuesday of next week, storms and stuff. It's going to be drought. I've got news for everybody. You might well just get ready to start watering it, because I'm afraid to tell you this that that we're already in a drought. The whole, pretty much the whole western part of the United States is in a drought, and it's not going to get no better for a while. You might get some rain coming through, but it won't be enough to make a big difference. The ground will be so dry that it will just soak it up like a sponge, or it'll cause flash flooding. And yeah, we're in a drought here too, in my area, and most areas out west is in drought also, and drought situations. And there might be a time to where we're not going to get no rain for a month. Could be longer than a month. Could be 2 months. If it is, we're things is going to be tight. Well, I usually water in that way. Well, I'm afraid we'll probably be lucky to get once a week rain, once every 2 weeks rain or 3 weeks rain. We'll be lucky, and when it does, it's going to be a gully washer, and you have to watch out for flash flooding and stuff like that. Yeah, I started to do some peas and just to scatter them down through a row and see what happened, but I didn't fool with it. What I really planned on was putting some sweet potatoes out, plant them, sweet potatoes, and maybe a piece of a roll or something like that, but I couldn't find any seed sweet potatoes. I was had to get them next year and just let them. I was had to get them and let them, just put them up and let them put some up and just let them sprout, and let them seed out and use them for next year, Lord willing. I guess they probably had them. I just didn't go to the right spots. I know Walmart didn't have them and Tractor Supply didn't have them, and I didn't check Southern States. Of course, I wasn't by there. Didn't go by there for anything. So Well, no, the last seed we bought, I got them at Tractor Supply, but uh, I didn't buy anything from Southern States this year. Uh, got my fertilizer. See, where did I get my fertilizer at? No, it was Southern States. I did buy the bag. I did buy this fertilizer at Southern States. Yeah, I remember now. Woohoo! You got new toilet paper made of bamboo, and it's brown. There's a joke in there somewhere, and I'm not going to touch it. We'll just leave that up to everybody's imagination on that one. I hope it don't. I hope it don't feel like bamboo when you're using it. That would be rough. Oh, this hurts. This hurts like bamboo. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Roger, on that, yeah, you got some more flour mixes. It seems like somebody's gonna. Well, you gotta know. You got all them kids. You gotta keep the food baked and everything. Oh boy. Yep. Yeah. Other than that, today has been kind of a. Yeah, it was exciting. It was a moving day. It was everything was moving and everything. But I did get a few things done today. But maybe tomorrow I'll take a little break or something. And just kind of, you know. Yeah, it's a job. That would be a job to do it tonight. I mean, you could, but you said you don't feel like it, so I can understand that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Sorry about that. I was yawning. At least for one thing, I'm halfway over my allergies. I guess I am. Still got my sniffles and a little bit of congestion there, here and there, but I don't. I feel a lot better than I did last week. Good Lord. Last week was a crap week for me. I was blaming allergies on it, but I think it could have been something else too, a little bug. But I never did go to the doctor for it. I just, toughed it out. And mostly, little sniffles and a little bit of congestion. Yeah, when your nose starts running and all that stuff, his eyes watering and stuff like that. But uh, I've been going to bed at a decent time, so I've been catching up on my sleep and everything. So that's helped a whole lot. It also helped that I was also tired, dog tired, and I was just, I'm going to bed. I'm just not going to. I'm getting out of this habit, and I'm not staying up late when it's unnecessary. I'm just not going to do it. Especially when I got things going on the next day, I like to try to be a little bit refreshed, and I just ain't gonna sleep my life away. You'll be sleeping enough when you're dead and gone without, you know, adding to it. But yeah, I've been waking up decently around 10:30, 11 o'clock is when I usually wake up. And I just got in the habit of waking up like that here lately, and it seems like I get a lot more stuff done and everything, and you know, you can let things just keep you up of the night if you let it. And it's very easy to get in that habit, and yeah, yeah, that's all. I always like going to the library. I always like going just to look around. I don't check out any books. There's been a couple books that I thought I might check them out or just to read them, but I kind of like to have a copy of it uh, from my own personal library. But I'll eventually run across one. They usually have book sales, and might be lucky to run across that particular book in their book sales if they take it out of circulation, which would be great. It's a historical book, Kentucky history and stuff, and pioneers and stuff. I've been, yeah, that could be stressful in itself, without a doubt. Especially when family members. I don't know about your case, but sometimes they hard headed and don't want to listen, and they know that they need to get something done about it, but they don't. And yeah, that's stressful. I can understand that. Nobody likes to go to the doctor, let alone a hospital. I don't. I'd rather have my head tore off my shoulders as to go to the hospital. But because I know how it is when you go, you know, that the factor of speaking of hospitals anymore, and at least in my way of thinking about it, you're not really that confident in their ability to actually tell you the truth on anything. Does this doctor uh, are they telling me straight, or are they just beating around the bush? Uh, do they know what they're even talking about? And I've witnessed that a couple of times at the ER. That do they like when I had that little my accident with my hand? I mean, uh, when I had that accident with my hand, she didn't even get up there and look at it, like this or anything, like examine it. She was like stood from at least 10 foot away. I don't know if she thought I had some kind of disease or what, but uh, it wasn't bleeding or anything. Oh, it looks like it's pretty puffed up there. Okay. And we're going to have it x rayed. Okay. I was waiting for that. Uh, but things like that, you kind of question their competency, and you should. You can tell when someone like a doctor actually knows what they're talking about instead of just uh, rambling off a bunch of words that they probably can't even spell themselves. Uh, yeah, that's stressful in itself, and it's also aggravating. I've come around away a couple of times, going, uh, I just don't think they know what they were talking about. I just got that deep feeling that that doctor was stupid. You know, but that's the way it is anymore. You got to question everything. Don't take their word. I mean, of course, if it's obvious, if it's something obvious that they can look at, oh, well, there's a pretty good gash in your hand. We may need to sew it up. And take a look. That is obvious. Yeah, okay. I don't know. And I can understand people not wanting to go to the doctor or hospital. I mean, like I said a while ago, I don't like going to the hospital. Now, I don't mind going to the doctor because I got pretty decent doctors, and they, my heart doctor and everything, and my family doctor and my podiatrist, they're pretty good, Uh, well, Shawnee, on that right there, I can understand why people would think that it's AI because you see so much of it out there, and unless you know what to look for, it's really hard to tell for some people. Now I can tell it right off the bat whether it's AI or it ain't, but it's going to get to the point where you can't tell. But yeah, it's no, we don't have to. The closest hospital to me is Danville, which is about 12, 13 miles, about 12 miles. And it usually takes me about 25 minutes to get there. Or, something like if I'm taking my time, other than that, and my doctors, I got one doctor's in Danville, my heart doctor's in Danville, and the other two's in Harrisburg, which is another 12 miles, maybe 8. So, what people ask, well, why do you have your doctors in Harrisburg? I said, well, I like them, and I don't mind driving that little distance. And I ain't gonna drive no 50 or 60 miles to see my doctor. No, that'd be silly. But you gotta do what you can do, and when you can do it. But that's the way it is. Yeah, I probably ain't gonna keep it much later tonight. Probably shut her off for about 11 o'clock and everything. But I'll be back in here tomorrow night, Lord willing. Oh, did you fill it up? Did you fill it up? Well, it's 419 here for regular. 419 for regular here. God, wow, a half a tank. Well, yeah, it depends on how big a tank you got too. Yeah, I can understand that. But yeah, we got it's 419 here. Yeah, it was higher than that, but I can usually fill mine up on $20. It depends on what it's sitting on when I go when I fill it up. 25 dollars, and I can drive just about all week on it. Diesel is probably it could be close to 6. I haven't checked. I didn't think to look. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what. Oh, I've heard rumors that they're starting to maybe incorporate that ethanol into the gas now to get the prices down and everything. That's what I heard. And most of these cars, especially the newer cars, that's really hard on them. That corn mixture in that is not good for vehicles, and let alone lawnmowers and stuff like that. You couldn't let them. You couldn't let them sit over the winter months with a full tank of gas in there with that ethanol gas because it would gum up at. You'd have to drain every bit of it out and then put some at fuel at stuff in there to let it sit overnight over the winter months. But uh, you know, I don't know. And yeah, corn. That's what they're using for corn. Well, you'd have to put just stabilizer in your tank, and you have to drain all that gas out of there, and just put a stabilizer in it for the winter months. And when you're putting it up, and because if you don't, that them carburetors and on them engines will gum up and stuff, and you'll be putting a new carburetor on your lawnmower or chainsaw or weed eater, whatever, snow blower. I learned that lesson very well. Well, I like to share my birthdays out. That's just how I am. That's not being boastful, I don't think. I'm being sarcastic in case you don't know, which I'm pretty sure you do, but I'm not so full of myself as that, Shawnee. No, I just thought I'd get on there and share my birthday. I didn't do it last year, so I'm gonna do it this year. Actually, my wife was one told me, says, "Won't you just do a birthday live tonight?" And I said, why not? Something to do, you know. Oh no. Well, you're right both ways, Shawnee. You're right that way, and you're right that way. It sounds the same, doesn't it? Right and right. That's what they call an oxymoron. I think. Oh, I don't know. Is anybody else having a live tonight? Any of the other gang having a live tonight, or do you know, Shawnee? I haven't seen no schedules pop up on my feed. Of course, that don't mean anything because a lot of people. The only time when I know you was live, I happened to click on your icon in my subscriptions and seen where you was going to have a live, and it never did pop up on my notifications. Never did. Oh yeah, yeah for rhubarb. Yeah, and you're not the only one. I mean, there's been several that's had lives, and you know, it didn't pop up in my notification. You see, what I found out, if you're not active, which I know you're active all the time, that shouldn't matter because you're active. So I don't know. Wow. Hmm. Well, hey, that's part. That's the dangers of it. You know. Yeah, I tried to. I think that's why. I still should have got a notification, but oh well. I try to keep up with it myself. Oh wow. Wow. That is the Oh, I guarantee it is. Yeah. Well, they probably thought that was hacked too. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of people out there. I don't know why they do that. Well, they'll just have to make a complete new uh, channel and use better passwords and more security on it. You could wonder how they done that because YouTube is usually pretty tight on that. You know, he might have thought he had some good friends out there, but his friends might not have been the friends he thought. They may, if they got mad at him for something, uh, they could have done it. Yeah, my passwords, that's exactly what he done. Yeah. Yeah, now you can get into that trouble. That's why I say you got to be very diligent on that. And you got to, you can't listen to every Tom, Dick, and Harry off the street a mod. My my passwords book. Oh yeah, I do have a passwords book. Yeah. Well, I don't know. And things like that happen. You deal with technology. It's going to happen unless you really cover yourself pretty good. You got to protect yourself. These so-called malware and stuff like that, virus protection stuff, is a scam. They can still get through that stuff, so that's a scam. They just want you to pay that big subscription fee and for nothing, absolutely nothing. Helps nothing. A good VPN helps a little bit, but you know, passwords are the key. Passwords. If you change it once a month, would be better. Uh, but who's got time for that? I just make mine really good, a really good strong password that it could probably be broken if a person wanted to take about 2 or 3 months to sit down and concentrate on breaking that password. Yeah, I'm saying you probably could. You might get lucky, you know. I'm not saying it's completely infallible, but yeah. I'll tell you sometime off of when we're in the green room sometime how I do it. I don't know either. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Oh yeah. We got almost. We'll be here 1 hour. The clock is counting down, so I think I will end it right there. Shawnee, appreciate you coming in. Appreciate it. Everybody else, catch the replay. And we'll catch you tomorrow night, Lord willing. At well, I don't know what time it'll be, but just watch the notifications. If you get one, it'll be on there. It'll be between 9 and 10 o'clock. So catch everybody later on. Y'all have a good day. Bye, Shawnee. Thank you. Thank you.